Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Rufai Oseni's on-air bomb. Tinubu congratulated Adeleke only when everything failed. The media space has completely erupted following the official declaration of Governor Adeleke as the winner of the August 15th Osun State governorship election. Following President Bola Tinubu's formal congratulatory message calling the victory a fitting assurance that democracy will continue to flourish, outspoken Arise TV journalist Rufai Oseni dropped an absolute political bomb on air. Oseni declared that Aso Rock's congratulatory statement was not born out of democratic sportsmanship, but was issued only because all political machinery and tactics to subdue the people's mandate had completely failed on the ground. So I'm going to play this short video, and then we'll come back and review it. This is the clip that's going viral on Twitter.
Heavily then. Because President Tinubu congratulated. It was after everything failed, President Tinubu congratulated. No. Let's not stop talking as if this Adeleke, his head is strong. Bulldozer Loriel, his head is strong. And the people loved him and they stood with him. But how Nigerians can replicate that over 177,000 polling units, it's going to be hard, though.
All right, so in another clip, we see Dr. Deji Adeleke, who is a brother to the newly elected Governor Adeleke, who is also Davido's father. He's also making a commentary that's quite relevant to this, but let's listen in. Here you go.
Record me and play it to him. Let him hear. And let him know the reason why we defeated them. The only reason why we defeated them, no, it's not because we are bigger, but we spend more money than him. On the election, they don't spend any money. They spent 60 billion, as we have. Some places they bought votes for as high as 50,000 naira for one single vote. On the day of the election, when I had the kind of money they were spending.
All right, so what are we talking about here? So again, that's another commentary, but anyway, SharpEdge Nation. This commentary has set social media, this one and the other one, they're going viral, so speak, and they set social media absolutely on fire. And so we have a question. Now, while the media is on fire, the opposition supporters are praising Rufai for boldly calling out what they describe as forced presidential diplomacy. Government loyalists are blasting the broadcast anchor for diminishing a dignified democratic gesture from the president. Is Rufai Oseni giving us the raw, unedited truth about Aso Rock's political calculations, or is the media continuously reading negative motives into standard democratic protocols? I mean, this is a game at the end of the day, and the best player must win. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the question we have for you today. We're just coming back after a 2 weeks hiatus, but we're back and we'd like to hear your take on all of this. We have some trendy stories to discuss around the world today, and stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Editor-in-Chief, High Chief Oladimeji Abitogun, welcome back, sir. Can you hear me? Oh, I think it might be frozen. Can you hear me, sir? Oh no, he's frozen. All right, while we're doing that, I'm going to play some clip. I'm going to try to see if I can get him back on. While we try to figure that out. Technical difficulties coming from his end. Let's see here. That will be me. Let's make sure. All right, interesting. All right, we'll see if we can get him back on. So as you can see, this, like I was saying earlier on, this is going viral. I'm going to read some of the comments of the people on the Rufai's comments. Actually, let me go to what they're saying about Dr. Deji Adeleke's comments. Somebody said one of the richest man in Nigeria, they pray you will not get shinshin. They say there is no God. It's okay. Oh. All right. Someone said we just always get distracted. Daddy Adeleke just said how he prayed in the morning when he heard they were buying votes up to 50,000 naira. Same thing happened in Ekiti. Listen, I am from Osun State. I never knew Governor Ademola, his seat will be challenged. Let me see if he's back. We can get him back on. Not yet. All right, just waiting for him to come back. I never knew Governor Ademola's seat would be challenged until Friday. I just had to speak. Saturday morning, the first thing I did was to kneel and pray for a man that doesn't know my name. The way they're using PR to turn Nigerians against our goal is alarming. Applaud. Osun State people, some lost their lives. All this APC gave it to Adeleke 01. Daddy, this agenda, okay, so they say APC gave it to Adeleke. That's some of the rhetoric out there. All right. Let's see. We can see if we can get him back on. All right, go ahead. I can hear you, sir. Go ahead and set up your camera, and then I'll bring you back on. Somehow you got kicked out.
Just hold a bit.
Go ahead. Take your time. Take your time. So I'm just reading some comments. So while you're doing that. All right. So somebody said if you do well, you don't need to even just speak up when you're ready, sir. You don't need to even campaign. We will give you votes. That's one thing these leaders don't understand. If you rule well, the people will go all in for you. And people collect their money and vote for Accord. Okay, so now my question is, okay, I'm not going to ask that question yet. In my unit, Okwere Ward 1, they actually bought the vote. If you see the way I was crying and praying, but as the end, we give glory to God. APC at 68 and Accord 131 votes. Interesting. All right, let's see. Somebody says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Somebody said, the transparency of the people of Osun is the reason Adeleke won. They voted and followed the votes. Stayed at the polling unit. Let me just put this so we don't blind me with this. Let's see.
Can you hear me, Ola?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your camera is not showing you, sir. I don't know if you know that.
I know.
Okay, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're getting there.
Okay. All right. So we're still talking about this. This winning. Let's see. Okay. So somebody said, did he say they didn't spend money? Okay. And then there's a 3 laughing emoji, meaning they think he's a jokester too. They think Dr. Adeleke is also a jokester. Somebody said, if there's anything to learn from the Adeleke, it's unity. Somebody said, imagine what 60 billion. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, move the camera to your right hand side, away from the white piece. More. Move it a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. Perfect. Sit back, sir. Sit back. Okay. All right. Now we can put you up to the screen. All right. Here we go. We have him back, ladies and gentlemen. It was. I don't know how much of the report you heard.
I've been listening.
So let's just go ahead and have your take. Ladies and gentlemen, Editor-in-Chief, publisher, SharpEdgeNews.com. Welcome back, sir.
Indeed, it's good to be back. And I mean that with utter sincerity and not just being a sentimental. Now, as to the fact of what their distinguished colleague Rufai Oseni said this morning on the morning show on Arise TV. I think he struck the heart of the matter, and it does not really go to issue that people would want to beef him. They would want to, uh, take him to the cleaners for simply being himself and speaking truth to the matter at hand in Nigeria. Everybody saw in real time, because that's a phrase. Real time is one phrase that became so anathema to the cause of events. Everything electoral, everything political at the stage in Nigeria. We saw people protesting at the National Assembly while the Electoral Act was being debated and defended and canvassed. So, in real time, you saw what happened, what unfolded before our very eyes. And if we must draw a parallel between that and the way, the reckless use of federal might over the years in the last few months, whether in Rivers State and elsewhere, and how some people have been going around blatantly looting the common treasury of Nigeria to prosecute campaigns and the electoral war, you would understand that Mr. Oseni is not, could not have been less precise and concise as to the kind of dark pall that was really looming over Osun State before victory was handed down. Not even to Governor Adeleke in person. This is beyond his person. To the people of Osun State. And if you remember, we sounded some cautionary note on this program, on this platform, a few weeks back, when I said that people should remember that political violence is something that nobody should want to toy with in the Southwest anymore. Remember the day, recalling the days of the Wild Wild West, whether in the First Republic, culminating in the military purge that led to the Civil War in the First Republic, talking of 1965, 1966, or events that even started on the eve of Nigeria's independence, where the leader of opposition, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, was concerned to one tiny corner. If you read his memoir, his account of what transpired that night, and then people even taunting him in the parliament as being somebody that was always opposing everything until he would have nothing to oppose anymore. And how that system was manipulated against competitive democracy, because that is the phrase that we must remember. Competitive democracy. This is something people would want to slug out. At the end of the day, somebody wins. But when somebody loses, you don't make them to become sore losers by taunting them and doing all sorts. That was the game we were warning against when we discussed the invasion of Osun State space, the violation of their sovereign will, the right to choose, so to say, and then the embarrassing situation in which people were accused of name dropping. Everybody saying, "Oh, President Tinubu has said it," even when they have not spoken with Tinubu in years or months, but they were doing everything in his name. As a great politician that he is, some people have said, but I do not like also to describe him in hyperbolic epithets, because after all, he's just one of us. He's a human being, but first among equals. And so when people now begin to say, "Oh, he's enigmatic," he's an enigma, he understands politics than anybody, no. Some element of some stroke of luck, some stroke of ingenuity, fine. It could also be a genius, but those things could not be promoted in a way that would be antithetical to the spirit of democracy itself. Because the proper poor man, what you will be having there will be a dictatorship, a kind of despotism. That is not what democracy speaks to. It speaks to that element of being strong, yet subtle. You are strong, yet you are humane. You still remember that you are exercising a mandate on behalf of the people. So when they did all the razzmatazz, thinking that might will be right, the people said, ultimately, power resides with them. And that was the inference that Rufai Oseni was bringing out, that having tried everything possible, intimidation, beyond cajoling, manipulation, beyond... Are we out of time?
Yes. But go ahead and summarize that.
Yeah.
So,
beyond what is reasonably tolerable within the ambit of democracy. Somebody has to call all this. Now, what does this, before we even begin to infer the lessons of this momentous victory in Osun State for the incumbent administration, nobody is suggesting that the Adelekes may not have spent money. People spend money on all kinds of stuff in politics. If you have been in politics before, it does not come cheap. Not even in America. It is very expensive. Yep. But the money must be rightly deployed. Not that somebody does what I call suffrage or franchise commodification. It's almost like reducing the entire people of that state to slaves, and then you put them on the bidding block. How much are you willing to sell your conscience for? When you do that, it is total emasculation. It is nothing other than you removing their testicles and saying you are no longer worthy to be a man. So, and these people, the people of Osun State, they manned up. Women sang. That is if people are thinking that something is going to happen like it was debated by former President Obasanjo and the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, by the way, a leading presidential gladiator in Nigeria, who said African components must be built into this thing. Nobody should expect that, it's going to be a situation in which you are going to be having imperial presidency or things that are drawn from African dark age experiences. No, what they are saying is that element you saw in people singing, making a festival of contestation that is called democracy, singing Owo Wogbo 50,000, Owo Wogbo, and then every other thing they said, Ibola said you, Awa Opogun, Ibola said you, songs and chants. If possible, let us say it in Akure or in Ijesha or Ekiti language. Okele Mere. So, all those things, they pointed to one thing: standards must be upheld. And going forward, it shows that there is a limit to the influence of money, raw power, crudity, and all kinds of things that do not really show that we have made advances. Maybe in further discussion, we will point out the fact that progress has been recorded, but there must also be caution, because everybody is now beginning to throw flowers at Tinubu and all that. No, it does not deserve it, because if to earn it, he would have stopped the deluge of exodus of what's it called, governors into his party.
Oh no. All right.
This democracy indeed.
Can you hear me? Is it that a call is coming in? Is that what it is? Is it a call that's taking you off?
No.
Okay, I can hear you now, but you're frozen for a quick 10 seconds. Go ahead, sir. Oh yeah, it's going in and out. Something is going on. Sorry guys, we're having technical difficulties today. Similar to last time, so something must be going on with this device. We'll figure it out. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out. It's going to take him a quick minute to get back in. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and yeah, it's loading. All right, so we're still talking about my take on this issue is this. Okay, well, first of all, like you said, I agree with him. It's politics costs money. That's the bottom line, and politics is not a child's play. You know, it's not a child's play. It's something that you are expected to win, regardless of how you do it. I mean, it matters how you do it. We definitely want to minimize corruption, right? But at the end of the day, the people tend to go with the winner, and that's what you see play out over and over and over and over the past. What past how long now? 2001, 3. All right. So, and you're going to continue to see that. So there has to be some other ways to continue to police the system, to continue to guardrail the system. There has to be some other way. All right, you're back, sir. Something. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, something must be going on with the device, so I don't know. Maybe I have to clear
Who
it for
knows?
you.
Yeah, well,
All right.
we'll get there.
Should we go ahead and move on to the next trendy story?
Oh, sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, do us a favor. Just join the conversation. What do you think about Rufai's take on this matter? We'd like to hear your opinion on the matter. All right, and we have some other trendy stories around the world. We'll be right back. All right, so we have Adeleke's post-election order, direct AG, Attorney General, I guess, to withdraw EFCC lawsuit. Fresh off a sweeping second-term victory where he polled over 511,000 votes, Governor Adeleke has made a massive strategic legal move today. That's today's August 17th. The Osun State Governor has officially directed its Attorney General to immediately withdraw the state's high-profile lawsuit against the EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, concerning the freezing of state accounts. State officials confirmed that the decision is aimed at fostering an atmosphere of total reconciliation, administrative focus, and institutional peace with several authorities following the tense election cycle. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth, as a matter of fact.
I'm a bulldozer. I've told you that. Big time. Imole. That's what it's about. When light comes, darkness vanishes. Let me tell you, I've done it before. When I was contesting for Senate, briefly I was in APC. My brother brought us to APC, briefly, and I won the primary, but they would not give me the ticket. Do you see yourself going back to the APC? As I'm talking to you, I'm not even thinking about that.
That's a yes.
On your agenda. It's not on my agenda. You understand what I'm saying? It's not on my agenda. So, but that doesn't mean that I cannot say support Mr. President.
Governor, you are saying let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
For example, you say, look, elections are over.
Yes.
The local government matter, you are looking at ways to politically resolve them.
Yes.
All of the politics of the election, you are putting them behind.
What
about the EFCC legal issues?
What else do I want? I've instructed my Attorney General to drop it. Mr. President has done well. He called me. What more do I want?
What more do I want? Okay, you heard it from the horse's mouth. And my personal opinion, I think that was a yes. It might be moving in the direction of APC later on, but that's just my opinion. This is just but
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir. So let me ask you the question, sir. So this is an incredible, and the question is also to everybody else. It's an incredible rapid post-election pivot, right? Just last week, Osho State was at open war, including Davido was actually tagging Donald Trump and basically going at, and I think it's all part of politics anyway, but that's how it's supposed to do. But the question is Governor Adeleke playing a masterclass game of political maturity to protect his second term budget? Or is he strategically lowering the temperature with Abuja now that his mandate is locked and secured, and potentially, maybe, we can't say no, never say never, right? Right? So maybe that's the question for you, sir. You can take it away, sir.
Thank you so much. The way I look at this is that he is treading a dangerous path. He struggles to keep a balance, not go, to the extreme, so much so that people will not see him as a person who has been, who is not being magnanimous in victory. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening, sir. Yes, I'm listening.
I need to know. I need to know that I'm not cutting out again.
Okay, I won't mute. No problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's probably doing this so that a reasonable balance can be maintained. However, he has to be careful too, so as not to be seen in the light of the characterization or mischaracterization that has been thrown at him as somebody who dances away serious moments. Because somebody who is serious
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure we can do the show unless we fix the device. Yeah, I can't hear you anymore, sir. Yeah, it's going to be tough to keep up the show with going and out because I'm not really physically with him. So, let's see here. Oh, that's too sad. All right. I'm going to go ahead and continue the show. Okay, I'm going to continue the show while we kind of wait for him. He was making a good point there. Definitely I would be careful. Let me see. Let's put this back on the screen while he sorts that out. All right. So, so the point he was making, I would probably slightly disagree with him there. But, yes, he has to be careful. But again, how much care do you really need to apply when it comes to politics? Right. At the end of the day, you can only see that far in front of you. At the end of the day, right. So what he can see right now is he can't predict the future. It is what it is. He has to play the game as it comes. All right, it's coming back in. So all right, I can see you, sir. Are you able to get like some kind of notification when it goes off? How did you know that you're off since you were the one speaking?
Well, I don't get that sense until you say you can't hear me anymore.
You mean when I'm not answering you anymore? Or you can actually hear me saying that?
I heard you saying that.
Oh, you actually heard me saying I couldn't hear you anymore?
Yeah, I heard when you said ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure we can go ahead. So the point I'm making, the point I'm making is that Adeleke must be very careful so as not to be seen as somebody who does not follow through on a good fight. Because this is not about him. He should stop trying to pump himself, his person, into something that is supposed to address the issues of the co-equality of states, local government, and federal government of Nigeria. So to have a thought that it is now Uhuru, that tomorrow, if tomorrow comes, are you listening?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
that if tomorrow comes, these people again will not, in an arbitrary way, like drunken um, sailors, would want to hijack the instrument of state finances, Osun State or elsewhere. Just, I mean, this almost the same thing panned out when an unwarranted state of emergency was declared in Rivers State, just to prop up one demagogue in that um, in that sub-national. So this must be seen as something that is bigger than Adeleke himself. So why is he not allowing for the Supreme Court to give an interpretation as to whether there was a basis for that? And then he's saying this. Does it now mean that EFCC cannot come back to probe into the to specific accounts of that state? In this case, the one they looked at as is it ecological fund or whatever, 11 billion naira, so to say. But you know what? He has also taken other steps, like going on air and announcing that he's still going to endorse Bola Tinubu. He is beginning to relapse into a kind of state of mind that he would describe as megalomania. He's seeing himself as bigger than the victory that he has just scored. He's beginning to see himself as somebody that can really dictate for more than 500,000 people, or say, put together more than 1 million Osun voters, where they should go, or where who they should support in 2027. And one more point about that. He is the one that continues to say that Tinubu is an Osun State son. Yes, right. We all seem to want to reluctantly face that reality. But Tinubu does not embrace Osun State. They are the ones that are so desperate now to welcome him back like an Omowale. They said his roots are in Iragbiji. So to say, Iragbiji is part of Ijesha consciousness, the Ijesha sub-ethnic group of Yoruba land. But this
which is mainly part of Osun State, correct?
Yes, Iragbiji is in Osun State. But this man...
No, I'm talking about the Ijesha Empire. It's mostly in the Osun State, correct?
That's right. Okay. Ijesha Kingdom. Because
Kingdom,
when you hear the talk of empire too in Nigeria, you begin to wonder, what are they talking about? They really know how big an empire is,
I think there's only two empires in Nigeria: the Sokoto Empire and Benin Empire, right? In history.
No, if your kingdom cannot even claim empire, how can Benin claim empire? Please don't let us start what will not hang.
That's true. Or your empire is there too. So your empire.
There has never been a Sokoto empire, maybe Sokoto Caliphate.
Caliphate, yes.
That Caliphate in itself is debatable, because you can't just flow from anywhere and want to subdue and subvert the indigenous people that you met within a location, and then say that you own the place. And it's still an ongoing fight, which is why you have terrorism, you have all kinds of stuff going on, and the agitation that Sharia must be imposed since the days of Obasanjo, or even before that. Anyway, to this issue, it is about what the people of Nigeria would want for themselves, not a person who is basking in the euphoria of momentary victory, to say that, all the sins of the Nigerian presidency are forgiven, and that the president has his endorsement. He does not want to be put in his proper place by the people. So he should talk less about that. He should just face the job of running the state and improving on whatever has earned him this return ticket, this return victory into office. That is the most I would say about that. And for everybody, it looks like there is now a compass. There is now some guiding light for everybody in Nigeria, including the people who came, said all discourteous things about the governor of Osun State, everybody decamping into APC. So know that Nigerian people reserve that exclusive prerogative to humble or elevate anybody. So we start the journey to 2027 right away. And
All right.
January 2027 is only how many months away? 5 months. So welcome to that season. Welcome to that season.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, join the conversation in the comment section. We're going to move on to some other trendy story around the world. We'll be right back. All right, so we have the 2027 warning shot. Opposition rallies around Osun blueprints. I really want to hear your take on this one. The dust has not even settled in Osogbo, but the national leadership of the opposition, including Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, have seized on the Osun election outcome to send a massive warning shot to Aso Rock ahead of 2027. Speaking of 2027, you were just saying that. Anyway, in their joint congratulatory messages today, opposition figures declared that Adeleke's decisive victory over the APC machinery proves that no amount of economic hardship or political intimidation can suppress the collective power of organized voters. They are now openly calling Osun the ultimate 2027 blueprint for taking down incumbent power across the country. The political chessboard has completely shifted overnight, while the ruling party claims Osun is just a localized state election. The opposition is treating it as an absolute proof that the APC can be beaten in the southwest. Does Adeleke's victory signal a massive structural crack in the ruling party's regional fortress, or will Aso Rock completely retool its national strategy before the 2027 presidential race arrives? I want to hear your take on this one because, first of all, Governor Adeleke is no longer part of PDP, he's in the Accord, and it sounds to me like he might just be on his way into another A party, and hint, hint, not AAC. So, so whatever is going on here, I want to know your take on it because what I saw is he's incumbent at the end of the day. So I don't know what they meant when they say taking down the incumbent, because in this case the incumbent was not taken down. They are twisting it. It doesn't. Maybe political party doesn't even matter anymore. What's your take on this one, sir? Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Ola. See, one thing I try to avoid, and you must have seen that in the pattern of our analysis, is to play Nostradamus, that is trying to look in the crystal ball and then begin to reel out some forecasts as to where events will turn, because none of us can play God. And our anxiety should be about now. And that now is the fact that everybody thought that the election in Osun State would have turned violent. Everybody thought federal might would have snatched victory, because from their rhetoric, you have heard how power could not be expected to be served a la carte. It's something you chase, you snatch, and you run with it. And you had that former Governor Yetola of Osun State had said that they were going to snatch electoral victory from incumbent Governor Adeleke. So what that means is that I am not going to be able to tell you precisely that what has happened in Osun State could be. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, that what transpired in Osun State lately would be replicated on the national stage, because opposition figures are not united, and I do not know if with the kind of treatment twice, Governor Adeleke was rejected by APC. You remember he said he and his late elder brother, Sheruba Isiaka Adeleke, the former governor, his native Yoruba name is Adetunji. See, he said they were at some point members of the APC, and he got the ticket to go to Senate. He was denied the opportunity. He went to PDP and then he won. Then, on the platform of a PDP again, he ran against Rahul Aregbesola when Aregbesola ran for second term, or yeah, if I remember clearly. No, he ran against Oyetola, and with a lean margin, some magic and tricks were combined through the influence of former Deputy Governor Iyola Omishore, and then he narrowly lost that contest, and then they again were matched in 2022, and then he won, and now he's earned a return to that office. So for somebody that has been rejected twice, because in this last race, while Wike had destroyed the heart of PDP, and the center was no longer going together for PDP, you saw that Adeleke had to make a wise choice that, okay, since the PDP was no longer formidable for him to be used, because you never knew if he went with Wike's version, or what's it called, Wike's the faction of the party, if INEC would not disqualify him. If he went with Turaki's faction, he never knew where that would end. You know, rulings and counter rulings from the court. Then he approached APC. They rejected him. So for a party that has always done everything possible to show him that they will not want his company, that no matter how hard he tries, he would never be welcome in their fold. Why would there be any desperation for him now to want to go to APC? If he does that, honestly, it will be tantamount to cutting his nose to spite his face. It will be like doing something in utter disregard of the support that he has enjoyed from the majority of the people of Osun State. It will be telling Osun State people that they are stoic, staunch, and unflagging, unwavering support in this struggle amounts to nothing. And I do not think that is the way he would love to be viewed. And I don't think that that is the way, that is not, that could not really aggregate his thought process. Now to Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, the two of them and every other splinter opposition group in Nigeria, if they really don't want to make it look like a gang-up, if they want to make it a fair contest, they should begin to talk about alternatives now. It is not just that they are going to seize on the euphoria of somebody, someone else's or other people's words in Osun State to think that that is the way power will be handed over to them by a majority of Nigerians. They have to prove that they really merit this. And all of them in a multi-generational way, because they continue to carry on as if people like Shewore do not matter. They carry on as if women do not matter. They carry on as if students, credible students, not the merchant leadership of students that we see in Nigeria today that will be riding with what's it called, riding around town amidst the sea of poverty of the people, using sirens and all that to clear the path. No, that's not what we're talking about. People that are genuinely interested in providing alternatives for the people. But I've been talking to several intellectuals. One of the people I really love talking to is somebody who is like a mother to me, like an not just more than an old architect, PhD, who served at the peak of what's it called, the pinnacle of UNESCO structure. We were talking this past weekend. We haven't spoken in a long time, but we were talking this past weekend. And one thing she told me was the fact that Tinubu has been able to resuscitate a once moribund, a once comatose Nigerian middle class. That did not even occur to me at some point that Tinubu was doing that. And then she also acknowledged the depth of hatred and vitriol being thrown at Tinubu as a person up north and elsewhere. But political success and that determination to succeed is always more than just name calling, mud raking. It is serious work. And so both Atiku and Peter Obi would have to prove to Nigerians that they really are up to that task of dislodging a Tinubu. And they need somebody like Omoyele Sowore. Everybody needs Sowore at this point, because everything that we're saying now is a combination of serious efforts by civil society individuals like Davido, Omoyele Sowore, opposition figures, and Governor Adeleke himself. That is why we can be talking.
Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Look at the momentary law in uploading things to the platform, the digital platform for INEC that night. 2 hours. Only God knows what the heck was going on behind the scenes. So one thing that we take away from Osun State experience is the fact that eternal vigilance has to be complementary to authentic liberty and freedom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please join the conversation in the comment section, and we'll be right back to give it a wrap up. We'll be right back. Let's see. Okay. Sharp Edge Nation, welcome back. So we've looked at quite a few of this. Nigeria decides 2027 is coming right up, so we're probably going to be doubling down a lot more as we get closer and closer. I want to play this video for you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. High Chief Oladimeji Abitogun. So I have this video from, I don't know if you know who Doris Ogala is.
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, so I want to play this video, and I really want to hear your take on it so we can round up with that for today.
Call to come and save my people is a divine mandate. I will be the next governor of Abia State. Nothing's going to stop me.
Why are you so sure that
I am so sure, and I know it because I'm better than all of them.
Your people are suffering. Abia State, they have lights now, they have road now. So how are they suffering?
I have been in Abia for 3 good months. Okay. No lights. I sleep in my family house. I don't have light. I can tell you that this present government has done nothing. And I will tell you because I know. I can tell you for a fact that a line in area was built by Ibazu with the lift. I'm saying this on a national TV. I dare the governor to challenge me. He didn't build area. The only place built in Ariara is A line, and it was built by Igbazu. John Okiyi was the commissioner then. I was part of the government.
Well, I mean, you see that, oh, they've done roads, before people were swimming to get to Ariaria market and all those things. Those parts, I'm sure they are real.
They've sold this thing to the public for the longest time since they emerged. So there is no light, 24-hour light in Abia.
So it's more like a social media.
Exactly.
Wow.
All right, sir. So
well, first, let me please.
Yes.
Doris Ogala, to the best.
All right, I'm waiting for you. Let's hope we can clear that clog up a little bit. You're frozen now.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay, you're back, sir. Wait, you're still frozen. I think your phone might just be clogged up with data. You have to clean out stuff out of it. Are you there? Not yet. Ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're just gonna go ahead and round up the show. No, I want to hear his take on that. Oh no. I can't hear you yet. Let's see if I can play some other videos while we're waiting for him, because we still got some few minutes to go. Let's listen to this.
Yemisi, ADP, Agbo, Opawoye, Yemisi, ADP, 2946, 2946. Oyebamiji, Bola, APC, 444815, 444,815. 1474, 1,474. Adebayo, Simeon, Adewale, APN, 234, 200.
What I experienced here is not what the mouth can talk. But the step that Tinubu is taking now by making sure that Nigeria belongs to everybody, I support him for that. I never benefited anything from Tinubu administration, but I benefited freedom. Freedom in the sense that he was disturbing these people, stopping these criminals from taking their position. Yes, that is where I support Tinubu. Look at the state, something happening in Niger State. The governor, he removed the whole Fulani district heads and put in indigenous ones. How can a stranger come and be ruling over us and we continue keeping quiet? Other presidents have been supporting these criminals, these Janjaweed criminals. But look at Tinubu, he carried the bull by the horn. I thought for him. That is where I stand. Let Nigeria belong to all of us. If Nigeria don't want to belong to all of us, everybody will go his own way. That is where I stand. I thought for him. That is where I stand. Let Nigeria belong to all of us. If Nigeria don't want to belong to all of us, everybody will go his own way. That is where I stand. Tinubu, carry go. Instead of any idiot, go come there constant. Make Tinubu go ahead.
One state. So basically, we've gone here before. INEC has Oshu before the general election. This Oshu seems to precede the general election. And they always come out, fair than general election. So I'm not going to give INEC a lot of kudos. Again, we witnessed about 366 hours.
I can hear you, sir.
Blackout in terms of IRF upload. And there's no explanation. Again, we may be lucky that the results may not have been altered, but you may not be lucky next time.
Is that our friend Dr. Amadi?
IRF upload, where citizens can.
Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe. Well, he was on. This person is on Arise News TV. All right.
Can you see me?
I can see you clearly, sir. You were about to tell us your take on Doris Ogala.
Yeah, Doris Ogala, to the best of my knowledge, is the lady that was having issue with one Pastor Chris.
Yes.
She's the same person? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get my.
She's running for governor under AAC. She has the orange beret cap on, the revolutionary beret cap, as she was talking while you was hearing just now.
Well, AAC is a party I have sympathy for. This Doris Ogala personality is what I would struggle to really embrace. Or, I mean, I'm beginning to like, okay, somebody wake me up. Somebody wake me up. So, because if somebody is doing well, and just for political reasons, somebody is trying to rubbish somebody's genuine accomplishment, that is one thing I may not be able to really reconcile myself with. Because everybody, to the best of my knowledge, has commended the governor of Abia State. They said with what has been done, the miracle that's been done in recent past, that it's almost becoming an unusual thing to have a light outage in Abia State, particularly in say like the industrial hub of city of Aba. So now that she's bringing another narrative, I think we have to check our facts, and if it is true that all we have been served in some dish of propaganda by the administration in Abia State, we should conduct a very honest inquiry into that and know that the people have the facts, and that the facts guide the people in making the right choice as to who becomes the next governor. Does she have the personality to be a governor? Unless you say that Nigeria is a place where anything goes. Yes, I understand she is a reasonable adult, and that I have my own weaknesses, and I'm not going to sit down here and begin to say that I am an island of moral, what's it called, convictions, and that ethically that I'm better than anyone else.
Let's call a spade, sir. Did she come off as a joke?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say in a very polite manner. That's what I'm trying to. I'm just trying to be polite and be careful in my use of. When we deal with
nice.
we have to be. Yeah, we have to be very careful when we deal with people of opposite sex. Otherwise, we will be accused of being chauvinistic.
Chauvinistic.
Being narcissistic at times. But the truth of the matter is that there is a reasonable level of decorum, moral irreducible, that people should be able to.
The least you can give us, the least, not judging her personally, but just speaking in general now, the least you can give us is some optics of decency in the last 6 months at least.
Probably so.
Even if it's just the last 6 months, we've seen our conduct on the internet in the last 6 months to a year, and we can fairly say this doesn't look all right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Okay, he can't hear me anymore.
Allah, can you hear me? I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Right.
Okay. So I think most reasonable human being will, if they've seen her in the last 6 months to a year, none of them will want her to be their governor. That's just the reality.
Yeah, because somebody will expect that was she at a facility? Is she contract? Is she penitent? And the way things really played, and they were talking of some things that border on awesome financial exchanges.
Yeah.
Trading money for some scandals that, I mean, for such a person, I think AAC, the leadership of that party, the presidential candidate, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, should be careful
Right.
that nobody tarnishes the good work is known for. Because, yes, as a Christian, I know that everybody deserves the opportunity of being granted a grace. And if any of us says we have no sin, we want to cast the person. I'm not castigating her, just that I think that she needs to be sober for some time. I mean, it is just what it is.
Before taking on something of this magnitude, right?
That is right. And then, why I'm bringing out the issues of exchange of money for information and hiding things, South African connection, a pastor this, a pastor, all those things.
Right.
I think that is not the person you want to trust with the leadership of the state and sensitivity.
Let me ask you this question, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to interject. If it was Pastor, her counterpart, Pastor Chris Okafor, running for the governor somewhere, would we be saying the same thing?
Well, women easily get rehabilitated. For men, I think people would be so merciless, especially if we
That's true.
are dealing with such a scandal in a place like America. But in Nigeria, it is also again different because people get away with stuff. You have seen people that have been fingered in stealing of billions, sitting in the hollow chambers of, they are sitting there in front of the, what is it called? The sanctity of that space itself. So you see people that have, so much burden of trust and all kinds of scandals running decisions and policies and leadership all over Africa and Nigeria, and even here in America. So we just have to be very careful. That is that is all I would say. But good luck to her. Well, I mean,
best of luck. The least you can get out of it is to be able to say, "I once ran for governor of Abia State." She can at least say that, and we can say that, and she can say that.
Yes, and already I'm seeing that kind of feisty, ferocious, righteous indignation that with which she handled the matter with that Pastor Chris Okafor.
Right.
In the way she's jumping into it and wanting immediately to just tear down the governor of that state. I think yes. So she would need a good ambulance. I would have to let her know responsible public speaking. Would let her know all that it takes to be able to wisely swim the shark-infested deep ocean of politics.
Yeah. To round up, I'm gonna play this video for you on that point we're just making right now about if it was even here, if it was overseas, right? If you're trying to play like you help the people, you save the people, but then you have certain scandals anywhere around the world, it will come up. I mean, it came up with even President Tinubu. I mean, they're still dragging him on this. They're still waiting for his University of Illinois certificate till today. But they're still, I think, even
University of Chicago or Chicago State University.
Exactly, and it's still being dragged for that. Even Governor Adeleke was still being dragged for the school sat that he finally took. But Nigeria is a struggle. I want to play this video for you so you can hear Dr. Dr. Jamal Bryant of Georgia being dragged. Listen to this.
I asked my uncle one day, because to me, my uncle was rich. I didn't know growing up that maybe he's not, but he's well off to me. Right. And he said the reason why he has so much is because he tithes. You know, he gives the money back. So one thing I will say is once I started giving, even when you feel like you don't have it, that really blessed me.
The average black church giving in America is down by 12 to 14%. Nobody's talking about it. giving and stewardship and tithes is down in the average black church from 12 to 14%. You want to know why? In part, because almost 400,000 black women have lost their jobs in the erasure of DEI and Trump administration blatant fear of brilliant and beautiful black women. They are always attacked. They're always vilified. They're always targeted. And they're always resilient.
So, Pork Chop Pastor.
Okay, before I play this part of it, sir, ordinarily, certain people will say, what did he say that was wrong? Just listen to this.
Jamal Bryant told everybody that churches are receiving less money from their members, and he's blaming the Trump administration and DEI for it. Yes, Jamal Bryant said the church is losing money, and the reason is because of Trump and DEI. Once again, pandering and choosing to ignore the underlying issue that's been plaguing the church for years now. Once again, talking to us like we're boo-boo the fool. And no, you're not the only one thinking the pulpit pimp here is full of it. The folks in his own comments called it out too. This person right here says the end goal is always money with these churches. Then this woman here says, nah, because we want to know where the money goes. Another woman says, we are not believing the lies anymore. And then this person here says, that's not the reason. The reason is people are waking up to the hypocrisy. Listen, Pastor Pork Chop. The revenue is going down in your
Pastor
church
Pork
and these
Chop.
other mega churches as it should, but it's not because of some secret plot against black women. The problem, sir, is you. Yeah, it's you. And it's been you for a long time. Yeah. False prophets like you destroyed the church. Dirty, conniving devils like you. Cheating on your wives, tampering with the women in the church and their offspring. It's all you. You and Eddie Long. I've been telling y'all, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church just replaced one degenerate with another one. This one right here.
So, Pastor Eddie Long was the one who passed away, probably like almost a decade ago now, who used to run that same church for different scandals. But the point I was making there is that anywhere you go in the world, you were saying if this was a man, if Doris Ogala was a man, aka Chris Okafor, I think he would probably be dragged. If first of all, is more popular, he'll be dragged 10 times more. So the point you are making is valid. I think the point you made is valid. You're not just going to come out of some scandals in the last 6 months to a year and then suddenly you want to become a governor. And not expect to, if they give you any kind of attention at all. That is, But what's your take on that one, sir?
The one from this
Dr. Bryant.
Yeah, the missionary Baptist Church. See, I totally agree with both ends of the argument. Both ends, they are both right. Because, yes, for real, even beyond the way things have been, the use of DEI have been used to reduce the earning power of women, and then the number of
minorities, right?
Yeah, minorities generally.
Yeah.
That has also affected our community as African immigrants in the United States. And then, you notice how relationships were destroyed for us, how we destroy relationships to ourselves too. Then beyond that, how many of us do not even come out anymore, do not attend churches anymore? So,
that's
right. But the argument from the woman, because he who feels it knows it. The woman coming out with the different ways in which, different ways in which church leadership has acted dishonestly. It's not just with Pentecostal or evangelical movements in America, because it is there. In the recent past, somebody that used to be so critical of what was it called? That was so homophobic was openly exposed as someone that had been patronizing prostitutes that are of the same sex with him. A so-called pastor.
So many examples too. So many examples too.
Right. So element of moral hypocrisy right there.
Yeah.
It is here when people also want to embrace the prophetic component of the commission as Christians. You find out that thieves or real super robbers that have been staging eyes, acting themselves to the cookie jar of the churches, are the ones that want to be calling out corrupt leaderships all over the world and in America here. So these things come across like two-edged sword.
Yeah.
Which was why Jesus Christ said we should be careful how we judge, so that we are not judging the same measure when our own issues come up. But what we all can try to do is to be morally above board. It's a struggle, but it's doable. Now, there's nothing we are that is not by the grace of God himself. So, like some people are already arguing, I said God himself. We don't even know if God is he or she. But let us just be gender neutral about God. God, the Godhead. Now, the point to be made here is that there's nothing we are that is earned by our own work or by our own struggle or by our own making. I mean, it's in the Bible. Everything is by grace. So it is it is by that grace too that we can stand all that can be thrown at us, all that we can go through and still be standing. But in my in almost 56 years of being in this world, I have seen so many things. People will come across to you like, oh, this person cannot even touch anything. Will criticize the relationship between man and woman. Yet, that person will not do anything to seal up whatever God has endowed underneath. Will not attempt to cut it off. Still avails him or herself of the benefits of having that organ there. Yet, they will want to shoot down everybody. These people know that on a good day, they are the ones that will spin relationship fraud over the internet. I want to marry you. Put your money there. And you may not even find them wearing earrings or anything, no blink, nothing. But the heart is so dark and full of whatever. They know where they are going. So they will deceive you that they are with you. So in which way are they better than Ogala now? In which way are they better than her? In which way are they better than the estranged husband or boyfriend, whatever we call? There were two adults in a relationship, just that it got so rough, and one had to break the heart of a spouse to be with the other. So all I'm saying here is that we never know what the journey of life will bring our way. Let us do everything possible to stand, so that if we are going to be trusted with bigger challenges in life, people can say that, oh, we find in him or her some measure of integrity, some measure of dignity, some measure of honesty, some measure of honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Quick, one last question, fire round for you. Just one fire round, sir. What's your take on the R&D commentary from Davido? Was attack towards Showore? And I don't know, did you see that? Did you see the attack between Showore and Davido on Twitter?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. I'll give you a quick brief. So, I think Showore was giving his commentary on an interview on I forgot. On election in Osun. Let me play it for you. Then we'll take it.
I think I saw.
That's why, if you, I did myself some little disservice by watching him on Arise TV town hall meeting, and I'm appalled that
such a character is governing a state. And what I know behind the scenes is, as you can see, that is just subterfuge. And I heard his sister is the one running the state, and his elder brother, who is Davido's father, is also. So it's a family pretty much running the state. And but as a person, Ademola has nothing upstairs. And I'm not sorry to say it.
But these are
constructed over 350 kilometers of roads.
I didn't see.
Can you maybe share in what ways you believe that Governor Ademola Adeleke has exploited people's challenges in Osun State? Because that's what
I saw in.
Hello. Hello.
You can still hear me, sir, right? You can still hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself. So that's what Showore said, and then Davido retweeted that particular clip, and he added R&D. So when he said R&D, Showore actually responded. He said, "It's your uncle who is an R&D." Something to that effect, but then he went forward to continue to tweet. He said, "Now you know, Davido, you guys thought you could have it both ways, opportunism and political edging. You want your family to keep controlling the Osun State purse while embracing the same monstrous Tinubu establishments at the federal level. In the end, it is about protecting personal and family interests, not the interest of the people of Osun State or Nigerians. You cannot claim to stand with the people while simultaneously cutting deals with the political establishment that has failed them. I hope the lessons have been learned. Nigerians should now know exactly who these people are, what they represent, and whose interests they truly serve. Hashtag R&D." I think that was the final thing that Showore said.
Now, Ola, in the context of the analysis we have given here tonight, I think Showore is right. And the UNESCO contact I told you about, exactly what I took away was also the fact of the family. We did a very honest analysis of the worst form of corruption that people do not talk of, which is nepotism and all kinds of stuff going on beyond, because Nigerians.
Sorry, sir. I want to make sure I read this one to you before you continue. The first comment that I couldn't find that Showore said is that the real R&D is your uncle, and then tagged the governor uncle, right, who had to go back and obtain the equivalent of GED after he had already served as a Nigerian senator. The real R&D is your uncle who chose official Ebat, that's Tinubu, as his presidential candidate, apparently hoping that imbecilic political loyalty would allow your family to continue treating Osun State as a private estate to finance your extravagant lifestyle. All of you are the same anyway. Oppressive, corrupt, incompetent, and entitled, spoiled brats, feeding off the pain, suffering, and sorrow of Nigerians. But the tables will turn. The Nigerian people will not endure this forever. That was the first comment before the last one. Go ahead. Wanted to make sure I give you the full gist.
Thank you very much. I think nobody can say it better than the way Showore will say it, and that is Showore for you, and that will serve as a good lesson to Davido, because people do not know Davido think that they always talk of the family bond. You are talking of a family that is well bonded. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I wanted to make sure that the audio is clear. That's why I'm muting myself.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, talking of a well-bonded family, the one that produced you and I is one clear example of such. The way we carry ourselves in a multi-generational way. So it's not unique to anybody, but to feel entitled and they want to call somebody that is much older in Yoruba land as R&D is the height of
disrespect from Omoluabi.
Yes, and indolence. And insolence. So the truth of the matter is that Showore has given it back to him double. But you know, these are two big shots. I mean, they enjoy so much visibility. But
Right.
Showore is not exaggerating anything as to the fact that, and Governor Adeleke himself was asked during the Arise Television Nigerian Tribune town hall in Osogbo. They asked him, what is this Edenization? You know, at the time in Ondo State, we used to talk of Akokonization. At the time, we used to talk of Owonization. There was a time we spoke of Ondonization. Today, they are talking of Ilagenization.
Uh-oh. Frozen. I think we've overflogged it today. We're 20 minutes over. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
I can hear you, sir. We overflogged it today because it was misbehaving before.
Let me now land my thought that it is what it is. And I find one instructive place in the Bible. And I know that the essence of life and most spiritual teachings in life is that somebody should not die in their bad ways, and that another opportunity has been served here. He that is stealing, let him steal no more. Whatever bad thing, whatever negative thing has been said, even if it is this nepotism of a thing that is been said of Adeleke, it can turn a new leaf. What is meant for the generality of Osun State people should be allowed to serve the interests of everyone in that state. And the same thing applies in the case of vast majority of us in Nigeria. Anywhere we find ourselves, hardly would you see me chasing after my elder brothers whenever they are in offices. I go and look for my own kill elsewhere, because there are people, and I can't even relate to people when they say, oh, we want Yoruba in this, we want somebody from Akure in that. Because in the final analysis, it is their interest that they protect. I think that is what Showore is talking about. And nobody should kill the innocent man for his honesty. You know, calling him RNG, it's simply out of it. And he's got it the way he never thought would come for him.
Wait, he never thought Showore would come back. Showore never backed down for anybody.
Who is that?
Showore never backed down for anybody.
Because he cannot be bullied.
He cannot be bullied.
People like us coming from that kind of background, it's so difficult for anybody to bully us, and then you think simply that is the end of it. Even if he's not talking immediately, he is going to come back at you later on, and then the word is never going to be. It's not going to be short of words in response. And in Yoruba land, when you insult your elder, they are going to simply send you to their equal in your family. That is what he has done.
Yeah, it's your uncle.
Yeah, he said your uncle is Jared. That is it. So I think what's his name? Davido is a good boy. He's been a good nephew to his uncle.
Absolutely.
He should keep it at that. He should keep it at that.
Love it.
Should stop, because he should not do anything that would destroy his Omoluad. And he should just keep it at that. Good luck.
Good luck to him. All right, another good show. Regardless, we're resilient. Speaking of resilience, we held it down today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're doing everything in our power to continue to bring this to you. Please do us a favor. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, share this with your friend. Let them know we're hanging out here every Monday. All right, take care and God bless. Peace.